All right. Hey, what's up, people? How you doing? This is Ben and Rosario uh, coming at you, doing our live stream.
What
One
up,
in
man?
LA and one in Leskovac, Serbia. So
Serbian. You get
different,
this.
totally different parts of the world here.
You get that Serbian flavor. It's all good.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
all good.
yeah. And of course, Rosario, as you know, is the creator and writer of awesome, Heavy Atomo, which I'm working on now. I'm actually drawing a page right now as we're online. And it's an awesome comic book, upcoming comic book, coming like in June now, on
Yep, launching in June actually. Yeah,
launching
May
in
is May
June.
is May is crowded with people,
Yeah,
so we're
oh yeah, it's
launching in
very
June.
crowded. So we're launching in June, which I can't wait for. It's an awesome book. It's so fun to work on. I love drawing giant robots and giant monsters, and yeah, all the fun stuff that we grew up with. And hopefully you guys grow up with it too. So yeah, he's Heavy Atomo guy. I'm the artist. Um, Ferry's the colorist. Ferry, got to remember that name. He's awesome.
Fetty.
Um, and then I'm just former Marvel DC Image comic book artist dude. You know, working on my own project, Triple Threat. So, but tonight we want to talk about other stuff. We don't know. Some other
You
people might come on tonight, but
know what?
we
I
want to
ask
talk about
you,
some.
what was
What?
your longest stint for DC? How long did you work there for? I always wanted
Oh,
to ask you
DC
that.
was short. I just did.
Was it short?
Yeah, I didn't do a lot for them. I would have done. I only did like not even 3 issues worth of stuff. No, yeah, I did 2 issues of Superboy,
Was
and
that
then
was that during the Superboy, like after the death of Superman, right? It was during that timeline, like
you know what? I'm
90s.
not sure. I just know it had
It was with
the
the
Teen
leather
Titans
jacket, right?
guest stars.
The leather jacket Superboy, the Connor
Yeah,
Kent, that
yeah, the
one. Okay,
clone,
okay,
yeah,
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
jacket.
The
So it
clone,
had Teen
yeah.
Titans as the guest stars, and I drew 2 issues of that, so that was fun. And then I would have done more work for them, but then I left comic book shortly after that. And then I did like a double page spread, I think a center double page spread for like Teen Titans um, Secret Files, something like that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I forgot about that.
And,
You did.
and
You
then it
did.
did. It was the big computer console, like a computer monitor, and
Uh.
had all the Titans that ever been Titans on the screen.
Forgot
Um,
about that. Yeah.
and then I did like I think a 20 pager or something like that, 15 page, I forget, of a Red Tornado in
Ooh.
a JLA Giant.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's
And so,
cool.
yeah, those are the only one. I wanted to do more for DC, but I think that's when I left to do video games.
Who was the writer for that, Jay? Was that Wade or was it Grant Morrison? Oh, that was in the 2000s,
You know
actually.
what? I don't know. I don't know who wrote that. I have the pages, but I just don't remember who
That's crazy.
who wrote it.
Now,
Yeah.
if you were to pick somebody, I know what I would pick as a team. I'd probably pick like New Warriors or Teen Titans. What would you pick? What team? X-Men from Avengers, Teen Titans. Who would
Oh,
you
to
pick to
draw?
draw? Yeah, like your dream. You know,
It would have to be Avengers because they're my favorite team.
Out of Teen Titans, you would pick Avengers.
Yeah, because like they're my
Really?
all-time favorite team. But right after it would be the Perez and Wolfman era Teen Titans.
Okay, well that's the best. That's one of the best
Yeah,
ones.
and then like for my Avengers, it would be the Perez and John Byrne era Avengers.
Okay, that's a good one too. Busick was
So,
good too. His era was good too. I like the
oh
Busick
yeah,
one.
yeah. But I
Well,
just
I'm so
love those books. Like I remember one of some of my first Avengers was I picked up like the George Perez Taskmaster.
yes.
And the one before, and then the
I
issue
think I
before
think
that
I
with the
have that
Wasp
one
on the
here.
cover.
Yeah.
And then I got all the John Burns, which I found out later that he was drawing X-Men and Avengers and Captain America all at the same time.
Well, he only did West Coast Avengers for like a stint. He did like the Vision Quest Burns and a little after that, and then he left because it
Well,
was
no, this when he first got on Avengers, it was long before that. It was years before
yeah,
that.
it was it was way,
Yeah.
way
He
before
did
that.
like
Yeah.
I don't know, like I think maybe 12 issues of Avengers, and then
Oh,
right
okay.
after he was done, George Perez came on again.
Well, I'm surprised Avengers over Teen Titans. You would draw because you would fit Teen Titans. That's like a perfect
Oh,
fit for you. You know.
I would love Teen Titans, but don't get me wrong, I don't like it. But I love Marvel more than DC, so I love it.
Yeah, you're. I mean, I love both. Obviously, I just love DC's. I think later, like late '80s, I think DC started. For me, it was. I mean, Zero Hour was kind of weird and all that stuff, but like I love the villains. DC has some of the best, like bigger villains, like godlike villains. Marvel has the best street villains, in my personal opinion. I mean, from Spider-Man's one of the greatest rogue galleries, but Flash also has good street villains. You know, I think Flash and Spider-Man probably have the best villains of all because they're so like kind of retarded, like corny.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah,
know, Captain
yeah.
Cold, and you got Electro, with like, you know, it's like, I don't know, like
Well, Batman too. I mean, he's
he
got
does, but they're more
Penguin.
serious. But they're a little more. They're in a serious. I don't know. It's hard to say.
Well, it's difficult. Well, I don't know, man. I wouldn't call Penguin or the Riddler, to me anyway, serious, or the Joker. I mean,
Oh, Joker's
early, he
oh,
became
like
serious later.
later. Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
when they
Early,
all started,
they were
out.
jokes. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
All of them were. I mean, look at the Sinister Six were all jokes in a way. But then they, you know, Doc Ock became a little more crazy. But I don't know. It's more. It's not goofy, but like more of like a cartoonish thing with that. You know, with like the Spider-Man villains. You would be great drawing the Sinister Six, dude. That
Oh,
would be fun.
yeah, all the
Oh my
Spider-Man stuff.
god.
I love and the Tarantula and Sinister
Tarantula.
Six and um, dude, yeah, the ton of I love. Yeah, they definitely got a great role gallery. What about you, man? If there were any comic book that you want to write?
Right, New Warriors, Teen Titans. Oh, right. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm saying if I wanted to, if I could draw, right, probably Teen Titans, Spider Man. I just love those. I don't know, Spider Man stories, especially the '80s Spider Man, Web of Spider Man, Michelini stuff. I don't know. That's tough. Nexus. I would love to take a stab at
Oh
Nexus,
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
I love Nexus. It's got that weird. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I would love to talk to Mike about it. Just like, how did you come up with these crazy ideas, dude?
Yeah, Mike.
It's the wildest
Mike,
ideas.
the
Like
wildest,
so out
man.
there, like the craziest space stuff I've ever seen is in Nexus. You know, like like stuff like, wow, how do you come up with this stuff? Yeah.
Well, especially with all of it. I mean, the whole concept behind it with the aliens, and then you know, being on that planet and the moon, and you know, alien race that left it all there, and you know, he became a tool, you know, for intergalactic, you know, like what do you call it, executioner, you know, and
But like his
and then-
dreams, yes, his dreams tell you who's he's gonna destroy next. You know, it's like what's going on? And like his name, Horatio. You know, it's like
yeah, Horatio
every-
Hellpop.
yeah, Hellpop. That's the best last name. But like his friends, the monkey guy and all that stuff. I forget his name. But like his girl, they're all like intertwined. I don't know. It's just a great.
Yeah, Sandra Peel, and then
So
I like Judah McCabe, the Hammer.
Yep,
You know,
the
that
Hammer.
was such an
Yeah,
awesome
the
thing.
solo.
And
Yep.
that's when I first heard the name, like Gregorian chants. You know, he was like teaching us stuff in in the issue too, man. Did you get the very first issues that came out, like when it first came on the stand?
I mean, no, I was too young. I was like a baby, but like I bought them. I have the first comics, the bigger, like they're in a bigger format, the black and white one. I have that.
Yeah, the magazine size.
Yeah, and then I bought like this is like 2000 something. I started collecting them, and it became harder and harder. And I wanted to get the trade. What's up, Subjugate?
Right.
The trades are hard to get. The actual trades for Nexus are nearly impossible. They were selling for like $60. I'm like, what? It's crazy because the issues are hard to get. At like, you know, dollar bins, you'll find them kind of crappy and everything torn up. But I got most of it. But the 90s stuff is like all sporadic. That I want that full collection, the Starman 90s, and then Web of Spider-Man.
So you don't want to do writing. You want to write Nexus.
I mean, if I had a dream, I mean, of course, my book, obviously, that's my dream thing. But like, if I had a choice to write something, I mean, I think everybody would probably pick Spider-Man, but Teen Titans, Spider-Man, Superboy Prime, right? So like anything Hank Henshaw, you know, I love Hank Henshaw. Cyborg Superman, yeah, those probably that. New Warriors, I would like to write.
Oh yeah, cool. New Warriors with I collected that for a while just to try out.
Anything with the younger people in it, you know, because I like that vibe of like the dialogue. Like that's why I love Teen Titans. One of the greatest.
Yeah, I definitely like teenage groups too. That's another reason I liked Teen Titans. I mean, aside from George Perez, I mean that's the main reason I bought the book. But then it was just awesome.
Yeah, I even like. Yeah, I like John's version too in the 2000s when they came back. Who else? I think Ordway was writing it. Or no, he was doing JSA, and then Johns took over. That whole era with Jeff Johns in DC, it's the best, I think. Best era. The JSA, especially JSA was.
Did he come on after?
He came on I think
right after Marv Wolfman.
For JSA, it was Ordway, and then I think it was Ordway, and then it was Johns.
Oh wait, you switched to Justice League. I was still thinking of Teen Titans.
Oh, for Justice League was who was doing it? Well, I know Morrison did it in the 2000s and Wade with Tower of Babel. That was a good storyline. I don't know if you read that one. That was good.
No.
Oh, so good. But who's writing JSA? I forget. But yeah, I just remember. I mean, JLO you're talking about. JSA was Ordway and Johns, and then.
I didn't ever get any of the JSA. Oh yeah, he was Ordway was on JSA. I didn't ever pick up that book because I wasn't ever interested in the characters.
Neither was I until I started reading them years ago. I was like, what? This is 2005. And I was like, bro, I missed out. Amazing.
Hey, did you know that? Oh yeah, because that's when they had Obsidian on the team, the JSA Obsidian, and that other green girl that was supposed to be like the daughter of
Jade,
the Green Lantern.
Yeah, of Scott. Yeah, Scott's daughter.
Well, I know why I didn't pick it up, because the JSA was always based on like the like superheroes from like the 1930s or 1940s or something like that.
It was, but they just hooked it up and made it amazing. And then from then on, and then when did they stop? Until I guess to the New 52. That's when everything kind of went downhill. I stopped reading a lot of.
Yeah, I didn't even pick up any of the New 52 stuff. I mean,
there's some good stuff. There's actually some good stuff in it. It's just a lot of stuff. It's like it kind of messes with the the continuity and everything. But
yeah, they retconned everything. Like I was bummed when they changed. Well, I was bummed even when they didn't have the New 52 and they made Wally West the Flash, because I always liked.
I liked Wally West. Oh, you were talking about during Wade's run?
Yeah, I mean,
Baron's run.
Yeah, and I liked Barry Allen is the Flash.
Yeah, you didn't like Wally West?
And then they switched it again, New 52, and then made a black Kid Flash, and I'm like, that's just not Kid Flash to me, man. It's like
that was weird.
I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's got to grow, but and maybe it was a good idea to have Wally West be the Flash, but I don't know. I always like Barry Allen as a Flash.
But yeah, but then Ethan brought Barry Allen back in the mix and made him cool again. Like that's the funny thing. Ethan made two characters in DC Comics that everybody thought were corny into the coolest characters that they had at that time, which is Green Lantern and the Flash. They were the focal point of that era. I mean, everything was focused around Green Lantern when that whole Rebirth thing came out from the, Black Lanterns was huge. I remember I was in Philly. There was a line outside for the Black Lantern book, and all these posters.
Really?
It was during the zombie phase, like when all the zombie movies were out. So it was the perfect time, dude. It was like dead superheroes coming back to life. That's pretty cool,
which I like. Yeah, because I mean, I'm a fan too. I mean, I like Hal Jordan as Green Lantern. I like Wally West as the Flash. And I mean, I know he died way back when George Perez was doing Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah.
But still, I don't know. I just liked Wally West's. I mean, Barry Allen.
Oh yeah, Barry's good. Wally West was great in the Titans. That's what he should.
Yeah, totally, man. I love him as Kid Flash in the Titans.
Kid Flash is great, dude. But yeah, you should read Black Lanterns. It's pretty badass.
Yeah,
It's wild, dude. And
is that after or before New 52?
That's before.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all Ethan stuff, man. Yeah, he created a whole spectrum. He changed everything. I remember I got that book. I was getting the issues. I'm like, what is going on? This is not Green Lantern I'm used to. This is cool. I mean, I liked Kyle Rayners. I love the 90s Kyle Rayners. I mean, I grew up with that, So.
Oh yeah, Kyle Rayner was.
I like Kyle Rayner. Yeah, I mean, his costume was a little weird. It was like it looked too straight. Like the visor was like everything was like angled. It wasn't flowing. But his constructs are cool because he did like mechs. Yeah, like his story was kind of cool. I like that Green Lantern.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, I didn't like his costume either, but he seemed pretty cool.
Weird costume.
Of making like a Batman version as a Green Lantern, because he had like black hair. He was a white dude with black hair.
Yeah. Well, he's like Asian, right, or something like that. He's like a little Asian Spanish or something like that. Is that
I don't know. I just thought he was a white guy with black hair. maybe he was. Yeah, maybe. I mean, he could have been Spanish. Because there's a lot of Spaniards with white Spaniards, black hair.
That was a good run, man. That was a good run. I like that. Ron
Well, I
Morrison.
like, the open it up to have all those different spectrums, because the latest other spectrums they had was like yellow lanterns.
It was yellow and sapphire in the Star Sapphires, pretty much.
Yeah, yellow. Yeah. Well, no, then there was a red one.
That came later. Yeah.
And Dark Stars.
Dark Stars. Dark Stars was cool. I have that.
And
I those books.
like
they
that's
came out.
when like Charest did Dark Stars before he went over to Wildstorm.
When was that? Like 95, 96?
Something like that, or earlier. Like
I remember that was cool. I was like, "Yeah, what is this? It looks like a Silverhawks thing." It's like then they're beefing with like Green Lanterns. I was like, "This is cool," and then they canceled it. Remember? It's like they stopped. They brought him back a little bit, Darkhawk, and then I think they brought him back again. I haven't read the new stuff too much, but yeah, Darkhawk was cool, man. People slept on that.
Oh wait, Darkhawk. I didn't ever read him. Now we switched from Dark Stars.
Dark Stars. I'm sorry. Dark Stars. My bad.
Okay,
yeah, I get so confused.
I never read those. I just remember when Travis Charest was doing the books, and that's when he started out. And then after that, he was toward the end of the series. He was getting super, super good. So that's when he went to. I think that's when he went to.
He did. What did he do in Wildstorm again? That was his first book.
I forget what his first book was, but he did a few books, and then I think the last book that he did there was Wildcats.
That's right before everything ended, though, right?
That was like, I think Wildcats version 2 or something like that. He came in, they started number 1.
Was that 98, 97?
Around there.
Yeah. I remember
he took over the book. I don't know. He did a bunch of stuff before then. I just forget what. I'm sure he did other issues here and there, but I just remember that he did Wildcats for a while, like V2.
There's so many guys that came out of Wildcats. I mean,
totally, man. Yeah,
that whole era, You never got to work on that though, right? A little bit or no?
No, I did Wildcats Adventures. I did an issue of the cartoon version of the comic book.
Oh, you did that one?
Yeah.
Was it
only one issue? Only one
like
issue.
A one shot, or it was like actual series?
No, they did a series, but I just did one fill-in issue.
Oh no shit! I didn't know that.
So I did that, and and then I did that, and then just did some trading cards for them, and a bunch of trading cards. Did like a mall trading card, and
I'm trying to think what trading was that. The trading cards in the book that came with the book, those ones.
I'm not sure. I don't know what series that I did, and what they did after with the artwork. But I did a mall trading card, and then like Richard Friend inked that mall for me, which was awesome because he's one of my favorite inkers. So he inked that for me, and then I did a Max trading card.
Oh wow!
And that was for Wildstorm, but of course that was they didn't own it, but because they were doing. And then I did a Spawn trading card. That's the first and only time I drew Spawn like professionally, like that I got paid for. So.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
He was like laying in I forget. They might have given us like what to draw him as, like and he was like laying in an alley, like laying on the ground or something like that. I gotta do a Google. I haven't had that artwork in a long time. I gotta do. Do
you have everything with you, or?
Oh no, I don't have any of the artwork that I from the issues I did years ago. Like I don't have any of it left.
Oh wait, hold on. I think 1 second. Somebody wants to come in. Give me 1 second. I wish you still had. I want to see some of that stuff, man.
Yeah, I'm just send you like copies of the pages that were online.
I want to see it. I sent Bacillus the link. If he wants to jump on in. All right.
Oh, cool. Nobody's.
I want to see that stuff, dude. Anything Wildcats, I'm down.
Yeah, Wildcats. I was doing a lot of like that cartoon stuff, like because I did Wildcats Adventures, I did X-Men Adventures of the X-Men, Marvel Adventures.
It's funny because the X-Men Adventures look better than the X-Men books that were out at that time because they were just super sloppy. They were like 96, 97.
Oh
It's
yeah,
it's when
yeah,
like Fabian ECS was like getting every artist, and they were doing like they had like 3 artists on one book, and nobody gave a crap.
yeah. For a
You know
while,
what
yeah,
I'm
it was, it
saying?
was, it was, it was, yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
And I
Until,
love
until they,
yeah, I love Will Particio though. He's one of my I know
oh yeah, he did a great job on all that stuff, man. I
I think
remember.
he's better than Jim Lee. For me, I like him better than Jim Lee.
Oh yeah, yeah,
He's my guy.
he was really good. They were all like all coming up at the same time, top notch, top level stuff like Los Portasio, Jim Lee, um, Mark Silvestri, and my favorite out of, I mean, I like all those guys artists, but my favorite one was Silvestri. I thought he was
Yeah,
more fluid,
yeah.
like the way he was like less stiff, more fluid.
He's probably
Um,
everybody's favorite if you think about it. Whenever I mention an artist, they go Silvestri, first guy. I'm like, really? I mean, I love him. He's he's in the Mount Rushmore in a way, but like out of everybody, huh. And
yeah,
nobody says Jim
well,
Lee or McFarlane because they're above
well, I'm
everybody
only
in a way.
saying like out of all the Wildstorm guys, out of image, all those early image guys.
Yeah,
Not my favorite
yeah,
artist, but out of just all those early first image guys, Silvestri was my favorite.
yeah.
Again, all of
He's
them are
tough.
great, but I'm just saying Silvestri was my like they were like high up. Was just higher for me.
Yeah, he's got that super kind of realism in a way, but like I don't know, man. It's just wild stuff. His line work, but
Yeah,
also
he was
Tom
just so
McFarlane.
fluid. Like he was
Yeah,
his line pencil line flowed more fluently. He wasn't stiff as stiff as some of the other artists that for me that I thought.
that's true.
And
Yeah, yeah.
so yeah, he was awesome, but all of them did a great job. Like, but my favorite Jim Lee stuff was when he first got on X-Men. Like that was my favorite Jim Lee stuff. Like his first like 5 X-Men issues were,
Very anime.
yeah,
Very
they were
anime. Well,
so
they all
awesome,
were.
man.
Him, Wills, they were like they had that style.
Yeah.
That's what their thing was, and that was new. That's why it was big because it was new. You
And
know,
and well, that stuff, and I realized, of course, they were big fans of Michael Golden and um
Golden.
and
Another.
what's his name? Gosh, Arthur Adams. They were huge fans of Michael Golden, Arthur Adams. And so they took that style like a step further. And
Two legends right there. There's another
oh
one. I like Alex Toth too. Steve Rude. I like that's.
oh yeah, me too. What
Well,
are your hey Bule, what's up, what's up, man? How's it going? What about you? So if you list them, what are your favorite? Just list as many as you want. Like, what are your favorite artists?
Rude, uh, Toth, Portatio, Darrows, Davis, Burns. I like those guys probably the best. It's just classic. Burns,
Yeah,
man. You can't mess with Burns. Davis. Paul Neary was good. Remember Paul Neary? I'm trying to
yeah, I've
think.
heard of it.
It's tough. Old Frank Miller.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
I don't know, man. It's a tough one. For style, probably McFarlane because that's the one that changed everything in a way. I like Jim
Yeah.
Lee, but it's like Jim Lee was like so played out, Like
Mhm.
of course he's the best, but I don't know, it's tough. Bagley, I like Bagley. I don't know. That's a tough one. It is really tough because
Yeah, it
you're like,
is.
oh, I forgot about this guy. Oh, what about this guy? But yeah, I think Darrow's for me. If I were to pick a guy, like Darrow's.
Is like your all time favorite?
Yeah, just because the way he draws, like the details, they're just extremely exaggerated and ridiculous. I don't know his action. Oh, George Perez too. I forgot about him. He's another
Yeah.
one. Yeah, it's the way he puts everybody in a panel, those splash pages where everybody's just like, oh, the superheroes are everywhere and they all have their own pose. It's perfect. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's awesome.
Burns got the best poses. Oh, Buscemi too. Sal. It's a tough one, man. It's kind of hard to pick like top 5.
Well, no, yeah, that's why I don't. That's why I said just pick as many as you want because it's the same thing. I don't have like a top 10 or whatever. When I name them all off, to me they're almost like all on the same level. I just like them all. like they're so amazing. Like of course, I think George Perez was the first one that I remember that I started when I started the comic books I was buying. So of course I love George Perez stuff, John Byrne, Walt Simonson.
Oh yeah, what's
Um,
another one? See, that's what I'm saying. I forget. Like, oh, what about him? Yeah, his Thor was amazing. Yeah,
oh,
it's
totally,
the
man.
best.
All of his stuff was amazing. He was just so fluid. He was a mix between like John Byrne and Neil Adams. And, of course, I
Yes.
like Neil Adams.
Oh yeah.
I like Neil Adams. I love Carlos Pacheco
Carlos,
and
that's right. Another
Bill
one.
Willingham. I loved a lot of his stuff, like he was doing the Elementals.
Bill Willingham.
Michael Golden. I love Michael Golden,
Golden.
man. He's
You know,
Arthur
it's good.
Adams.
Art Adams. Yeah, all those
Joe
guys.
Madureira. Joe
Joe Madureira.
Madureira. Got to do Joe. Stuart Immonen. He was awesome,
Okay.
man. He's first, got on the scene kind of drawing kind of similar to Adam Hughes, and then he started doing
Adam
like
Hughes,
his own thing. And then of course I love Adam Hughes. David Williams. Got to say David Williams is my bro.
Oh,
friend.
see, that's what I mean. It's like,
it's difficult, but Frank Miller. But I've always liked Frank Miller, even his current stuff. I just liked his all his transitions.
His new stuff is horrible.
His new stuff I can appreciate because it's so simple and it's still powerful, and it's still it's very edgy. David Mazzucchelli. I love David Mazzucchelli. Batman Year One. Steven Scrocci. I love Steven Scrocci, like his earlier stuff.
Wait, what
he did he did like X-Men, and he did some Spider-Man issues. He was the first artist in X-Men. He did he did a version of Youngblood. When it was Youngblood was Extreme Comic Books, he did a few of those issues. He's also did the storyboards for the Matrix.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, Steven Scrocci did those. And of course, I think I said Neil Adams, but yeah, John Buscema. I love John Buscema. All of his earlier stuff.
Sal.
No, I like Sal, but not as much as John.
Sal had the poses though locked down.
Yeah, well, no, John. To me, John had everything. Sal did have poses. He was great, but I love John a little bit more, especially like when he was first on Avengers. He was first on Thor. When he was first on the Submariner. All those. He did all this early stuff. His later stuff I didn't like anymore, like the last time he was on Avengers. But all of his earlier stuff I love a lot, man. So much. He just knew so much. Yeah. He didn't even like superheroes, but he loved drawing. He liked drawing comic books, so he did it for a living. And then of course Sal Buscema's brother. He was great. He was one of the epitome of Marvel comic book artists. Gosh, man, so many. And then Alex Toth. I love Toth.
Toth is so good. But then you got your inkers, Gary Martin. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, Gary Martin's good. Gary Martin's inked some of my stuff.
Yeah. Art Thurber, RT Bear.
Yeah. RT
Bear. Here's the thing: we have not just in Comicsgate, but Comicsgate mostly. We have some of the best artists. Malin, Ethan, Shane. Those three.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, those I gotta say, they're pretty darn good, man.
I'm sorry, John is the best. John. Yeah, man.
Yeah, one time I don't even think John remembers this, but I started checking out John's stuff. I think I first heard of his name, I think, when he first started doing his own stuff, like on Indiegogo. I think that's when I first heard about him. I think.
Have you read his table?
But then I really went quick and I found out, he drew for Marvel. So I went and found a bunch of his issues that he did for Marvel. I'm like, this dude's awesome. Then I got all inspired and this is after I'm professional. Then I got all fanboyish, and then I friended him on Facebook, and then I sent him a quick Facebook Messenger message saying, "Dude, what's up? I really love your stuff. It's awesome." And then that's all that I said. He was nice to me, of course. He said, "Thank you very much," and everything. But that's how I am. When I'm if I like somebody's stuff, I don't care. I'll geek out. Just tell them. I did the same thing with I might have said this already, but I was at a comic convention, San Diego Comic Con, and I was after I was professional. And I was walking through the con looking. I don't know what I was doing. I was searching for someone or heading somewhere, and then I passed David Mazzucchelli. I noticed his badge, and then so I stopped him. And I'm like, "You're David Mazzucchelli." He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, I just started geeking out. I love this. You did a great job on this. I love your Batman. Year One. And he was yeah, thank you, man. He was really feeling really flattered.
Yeah.
But then I noticed really quick he checked out my badge as a professional. Once then the second he did that, then he he got like all like, what are you doing? Like, it's a professional. What are you acting this way for? I don't care.
You
I
got
don't care.
pissed.
But
You got pissed because you were not a normal person.
yeah, I was like a crazy dude who's professional, supposedly supposed to act differently. But I was totally geeking out, man. And after that, like, I
I
think,
would
like you
too.
said,
I'd be like,
he
dude,
said goodbye right away. Like, sorry, call me.
that's crazy.
So yeah, it was.
Well, same thing with Neil Adams. When I went up to him, I was like, "Hey, dude, I remember." He's like, "Oh yeah, oh okay." He didn't give a damn, dude. What I had to say. He's like, "Whatever. You gonna buy my stuff or not?" I was
Yeah,
like, "Damn." I was like, "All right,
dude.
I respect you, dude. I respect this hustle. I like it." You
He
know?
did the same thing to me. Like I went to him and I came, oh, you're Neil Adams. And he looked at me and I'm like, you're. And then right when I said you're, he said, I know your favorite artist. I know. And I'm like, what the heck? After that, like, nope. I'm like, I just stood there, looked around for a second, and then left.
But you gotta respect that because he's old school. He's like he's the OG. So he's probably like,
Oh
what?
yeah. No, I just that, but it did not hit me well in the moment.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. That was a little eating because he's like, "You want a photo? It's gonna cost you 170." I was like, "No, I just want to." I was like, "No." I was laughing, and he's like, "All right." He's like a total New York used car salesman, dude. Trying to get that money. He's like, "Oh, look at these." I was like, "I already have that." I'm telling you, dude, that book is horrible. I didn't want to say it. I forgot the one his like Batman weird thing he was doing. I was like, "I have that already." He's like, "Oh, well, you could buy another one and I'll sign it." I go, "No, I'm okay."
oh,
I was like,
you mean the last time he drew Batman?
yeah, I forget what it was called. I think I ripped a a couple pages. It was horrible, dude. It's just one of the worst things ever. But he was trying to sell it to me again. I'm like, no, I already have that, dude. I already have it at home. He's like, but I'll sign it. It's like this dude, he won't let up.
No, he was a good salesman, man. He was definitely business.
Oh, his
But he was
table
a legit,
big too. Yeah.
he was like a legit comic book artist too, man. Like I love this stuff so much, and I mean, I was still a fan, of course, even after that incident. But he was just so revolutionary with so many, the way he drew comic books, the way he drew action, the way he drew pages, the way he set up the panels. I mean, the way he did angles. I mean, and the way he would, like even a character standing still felt like it was moving.
But they're all like
was,
all his characters are crunched. Remember? Like,
yeah,
a lot of his characters are like
and,
this, crunched down, scared.
it was just all about movement with him, and that was awesome. And then of course when he did other stuff too, like I was a big Tarzan fan, so I read all the Tarzan books and stuff. But I was so stoked when he drew a bunch of the covers, and so
dude.
they were just, and he did them in watercolor, and so it wasn't like comic books. He like painted them, and they were like amazing.
He was advertising. That was his thing back in the day. He was a big advertiser, like marketing. That was his thing. Like,
he did it. I liked. And people are gonna shoot me for this, but I loved his Tarzan covers, his artwork better than Frank Frazetta. I mean, they were awesome. They were
two different
awesome.
styles in a way.
Oh, totally. But I mean, I was comparing it because both of them did Tarzan covers.
Right. Frank Frazetta's. That's another one. He's on the god tier list.
Oh heck yeah, man. He's another one that felt like all of his characters were always in motion, whether they were standing still or moving. They were always in motion. Like it just felt like they were always always moving.
Imagine Frank Frazetta doing Batman.
Frank Frazetta. Yeah, that'd be
kind of wild.
That'd be really wild.
That'd be wild.
It fit like the Batman and the covers.
Only
I learned a lot of composition from studying Frazetta. Like one of my favorite things to do comic books is composition. Making everything framed and clear. Because that's another reason why my style is the way it is. I like everything very clear and very framed. And Frazetta was a master of composition. Like when you check all of his paintings out, you know exactly what he wants to stand out. What he wants you to focus on. Like every single painting, and he'll do that with, like, not only with shapes. So he'll have shapes, things like circling or framing what he wants you to focus on, but he'll also use values. So if it's something in the background, he'll have a dark background with a light character, or like a light background with a dark character. And with beyond that, something else framing that, then frame a secondary thing and a tertiary thing. And he's just a master. Well, he's a master of all of it. But
his colors and depth.
Yeah. Colors, depth, composition, anatomy, action, motion, the way he drew hair, clothes. I mean, everything was alive.
There's a lot of good guys now. New, well, not new, but like been around for a little bit. Like I said, Bacillus, he's amazing. Anthony Gonzalez Clark, all these guys, Joe Santag, Chris Graves. There's so many. Alan Goodman from Brazil.
Oh yeah.
So these guys are like, they need to be pushed more, man. These guys are, and they're all different in a way, you know. David Williams. Oh, David Williams has been around for a while, but you know he's still one of the best.
Oh yeah,
he's so good.
We have a lot of good artists, but we just need more. We just need more people making, producing more books, so then they could, and hiring, all of us, all these artists to do more, because
there's so many up and coming guys too. Like,
yeah, that's the thing, I mean, that's how you got to know Marvel and DC artists, because they were prolific. They were always on books and stuff like that. So you got to check out their stuff like month after month, and of course any industry isn't that big yet, but it would be awesome if it can get that way, then to give more artists more opportunity to draw more.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can check out their stuff, always out there, and it's great because these are a bunch of great artists, like I said, Sontag and Goldman, and I was checking out like a double page spread he did for, what is it? What is it?
Safeguard? Is that one? Or
yeah, I think
the Safeguard.
Safeguard, that girl
with the red is the guy who looks like a red dude. That one?
No, this other guy. He's
David Brink. Is that you talking about him?
Brink. Yeah,
okay,
yeah. He did for his projects. And
Perfect 10.
Yeah, Perfect 10.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
That's a cool book too.
Oh,
that's a great looking book too. Yeah,
he's using a good artist on there too. Like, he's seen the pencils of Paul Riddicks. I think Broderick's.
It was Broderick. Yeah, he's in Europe too, right? David Brink. I think he's in Europe.
Yeah, he's in the Netherlands, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's got a good book too, man. He's been around since I think since I came into space, maybe 8-9 years ago. I think I've seen him. And I was like, oh wow, what is this book? I was like, what? That looks cool. I think it was that long ago he was there, but yeah. He's
also too. He's putting out consistent work. Like he's already issue 6 just launched.
Yeah, he's been around for a while. Yeah, he's been pushing that stuff out for a few years now. Yeah, that's a cool looking book, man. There's a lot of stuff. Chris Graves too, Written Pain. He's good.
And all that stuff is inspirational for us too, for me too. Because that's what we want to do. We want to, like Atomo is going to be 3 issues, and then more after that. And then
we're going to do I want to try to do a monthly thing, single floppies, do stuff like that. But yeah, 3 48 pages, mini series, perfect. How many pages are you going to do for
Triple Threat? I think I want to do
books.
6 issues, 6-issue miniseries.
Oh, 6?
Yeah, each issue's the first 5 are going to be 36 pages, and then the 6th one's going to be like more.
The longer one?
Be more, because it's going to be like the grand finale of the whole series.
And you're going to do one each, like one each campaign. You're going to do like issue 1, issue 2.
Yeah. I'd like to do that for each campaign, and then of course do a collection when it's all done.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe even I have other projects I want to do. That's the reason it's only a 6-issue miniseries, and I'd like to start another series after that.
Right.
Or maybe Deering, depending on how well Triple Threat does. And then I'd like to introduce those series while I'm doing Triple Threat. Like maybe have like a 5-page backup story for the next project.
Right. Inside the book. Yeah. That always works. Hopefully.
What about you? Do you have other stuff that you want to work on, or?
I have. I actually have 20 pages of another book that was before I had Atomo idea. I have that, but I needed more, and that artist was a pain in the ass to work with, so I kind of fired him. But I still have 20 pages. Needed 6 more, but yeah, that's. I'll probably use that just for something else, for a reference to get another artist. But yeah, I'm not worried about that. This is probably the main thing I'm working on for now, because there's so many storylines and stuff I want to add to it for future issues. But I have other ideas for other stuff. It'll come.
Yeah. It's just starting out one with one. And so that's what we can do. You're starting off with Heavy Atomo. I
It's
like to start
different
with
for writers. It's different. We could have like a billion ideas, you know.
yeah, yeah.
It's not like you guys. You guys gotta stick to one thing at a time, man.
Well, what I would like to do, I think what I would like to do is I would like to, of course, do write and draw as many, that I can. I'm able to fit in. But I have like at least right off the top of my head now, like 5 other like solid storylines that I have. They're all plotted out, the issues and the stories and stuff. And I would love to hire a team just for that, like a writer,
Yeah.
pencil inker, or a whole team.
Right.
I have, and so that's what I would love. That way I can produce more. But I mean, don't get me wrong, I would love to write and draw them myself, but that's it'll take me
Fun.
forever, to like do do the whole, write and draw one, write and draw the next, right, and if Triple Threat does well, I'd love to be able to launch the next one and the next one. Just get a new writer, or maybe just get 2 more writers and have them produce like between them both like the rest of them, and then maybe pick one of the others myself, and that that kind of thing. Hire another artist to draw them.
Yeah, yeah. And you got a plethora of artists to choose from in Comicsgate. So there's so many people.
Oh
there,
yeah, totally. And I already know which ones I'd like to choose from, at least right now, unless new ones can pop up. But
you have different styles. You got like all kinds of. You got what you want a 90s style over here. You got your Liefeld style over here. You want your crazy anime style.
No, totally. Yeah, and have that with the kind of well, of course, get into anime type stuff because I'm a huge anime fan, or manga, whatever. They're both the same, but yeah, I'd love to do that for this too. But I'm glad we're doing that with Atomo because it's part of that, like it's got a big anime feel, and manga feel, and all giant robot, all the stuff that we're doing is so fun.
Mm-hmm. Super robot, baby, can't go wrong with it. What was the what was the Mazinger? Force 5? That's what it was. No, it was the Getter Robo. Remember Force 5?
Yeah, I think
that's what they called it. Yeah, Force 5. What a weird name for Getter. I remember I remember the Vehicle Voltron. You remember Vehicle Voltron?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, no, I just remember the Voltron. Voltron.
Go Lion. Yeah. Have you ever watched the original Go Lion? The Japanese?
No, I've only watched only the American versions of all of them.
It's nothing like the American version. It's completely. Yeah, I remember we used to go to Little Tokyo to buy like you used to buy like ninja stars, fireworks, all these retarded stuff. So they had this little, it was a video store. Those like bodega video stores they have in New York, like those indie video stores. They were all over Soho in New York. So you go in and they had all the anime, but from Japan. So they had, I was like, this is dirt. Like, I was like, Robotech. I remember Robotech. I didn't know what Macross was because we were used to Robotech.
Yeah.
So this is like 90, I think it was like 90. Yeah. And I was like, what's Macross? I was like, this looks like Robotech. So I took it home. It was like nothing like Robotech because what Robotech did, the American version, they cut all the stuff, all the movies up in the series and it made it into one, the American version. So when I was watching like the Go Lion, I was like, dude, this is violent. Same thing with Gatchaman. Gatchaman's completely different, dude. I was like, wow, this is wild. It was more adult.
Yeah. They got to make everything for the American audience, man. And
they softened everything up, dude.
What?
They softened everything up.
Oh everything. Yeah, and then change the name and everything. Like Battle of the Planets, not Gatchaman. And
I like Battle of the Planets name though. That was a cool name. Battle of the Planets.
I didn't because I didn't think it fit the comic book. I mean, it fit the series, the cartoon.
Yeah, because you got the G.
Planets, but like I know they went to like other planets sometimes, but it didn't fit. Like they weren't these different alien species battling each other.
Right. Yeah. And the villains were cool.
Huh?
The villains, the guys in green.
Oh yeah. The villains are definitely cool.
Yeah,
really
gotcha,
cool.
man.
But
Gotcha,
most of the Japanese stuff was cool. Almost all the stuff they did was really cool. Especially that they came up with like Iron Man type stuff before. Well, not before Iron Man, but around the same time. But did it better. Like they had all these people with armor. Like with suits that was way better than Iron Man's stupid suit. Like in Marvel. Well, that's what I like.
Armor Wars is pretty dope. Armor Wars is cool.
I like when they finally changed.
That was Bob Layton
armor to make it more anime.
Bob Layton's, the red crimson one. That was my favorite Iron Man. The red and silver. That was my favorite one.
Oh yeah, me too. But it was after when they started copying the movie, like when they started drawing the movie version in the comic books.
No, this I'm talking about. This is the '80s, the Armor Wars, when he had it was a red and silver costume.
Yeah.
It wasn't yellow. Yeah, that was cool, man.
All that stuff, man, I didn't like because
you didn't like Armor Wars.
No, it looked all clunky. It was all clunky and stuff,
what?
man.
How did you not like that?
I was a fan. I did like his first original yellow and orange costume.
The original first one was cool. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was cool. But then when I started getting introduced to all the anime stuff, I'm like, man, Iron Man's costume sucks, man. It's like because it didn't feel like armor, it just felt like a costume, but it was supposed to be armor, And so when they really did it, his armor in the movie, I'm like, now that's how you do Iron Man armor. You make it like it can move and stuff.
I love the crimson one, dude. It was like ridiculous because it looked like he was wearing a skin tight silver suit underneath like red.
Big clunky red, like
it looked cool, dude. The action scenes when he was flying, I don't know. It was Bob Layton and somebody else was doing that book. I forgot.
Well, I know at that time also John Romita Jr. did some of that too, and then Bob Layton would
a little bit, yeah. Bob Layton's good too.
I think John Romita Jr. was my favorite Iron Man artist, and they had.
I forgot about JR too.
They had Bob Layton ink him, and so for a long time, John Romita Jr. was Iron Man artist. Bob Layton was inking him, and to me that was awesome.
I think John Romita Jr. and Hulk is one of the best too. I like his Hulk. A lot of people don't like his Hulk because he's very square.
Oh yeah.
I like that.
That's later, like because he went through. He used to be like John Romita Jr. used to be a very smooth circular artist,
right?
And then he switched to be very, very square.
I do like his later '90s, early 2000s squarish look though.
I do too.
I like that. I like it for some reason. I don't know. I mean, I like his Daredevil stuff.
That was my favorite of his art styles when he first was doing all square stuff. I didn't like his circular stuff a lot, except when Bob Layton was inking him on Iron Man. That was okay.
It was good. But it's once you change the style a little bit, a lot of people don't like it. I don't know. It's like, you're crazy, dude.
I liked all of his square stuff. That was really cool.
He doesn't get enough love, I feel. I don't know. Yeah, I think he's one of my favorites.
Probably not
too.
To a lot of the newer people, because for me, I mean, I like his style, but also he's very nostalgic because I remember him from, back in the 80s, man, when he was on Iron Man, when he became the Iron Man artist and I was collecting a lot of those Iron Man books. So
those are good.
He's very nostalgic for me.
What do you like about you say you like Bagley, right?
No, I wasn't ever really. He's a great artist, but I wasn't ever really a Bagley fan.
Well, I'm surprised, man. I'm surprised.
I just didn't. I couldn't ever like grab onto his style. Like it was. But I did enjoy his books. He wasn't one of my favorite artists, but I did enjoy his books, like especially when he was on. What was that? The group that just did a movie of it. The villain group that were acting like super. Yeah, Thunderbolts. When I liked a lot of his Thunderbolt stuff.
Oh yeah, dude, that was good stuff, dude. I'm trying to think who wrote the first Thunderbolts. Was it Busiek?
Yeah, I think Busiek.
Busiek. Yeah, that was good. That first series was great. I remember that.
But he's another artist that I would consider like the epitome of a superhero artist. And like people that are in that category for me are like George Perez. To me, like George Perez is the ultimate superhero comic book artist. And
right, George Burns.
John Byrne and Alan Davis. Burns. I thought he was your epitome of a superhero artist. Well, of course Kirby, but yeah, of course Kirby. Like I wouldn't count like Neil Adams, like the epitome of a superhero artist. He's an awesome artist, but he's not the epitome.
I like Burns is probably the all-around best, I would say. Like if you want a guy that's all around, if you were to pick a guy from the 80s and 90s, I'd say Burns, George Perez. Like if you want a consistent book.
Yep. They were like rivals, man, before, because they both were so prolific. They both were producing like 3 books a month. And so
Did I
like
dip
they
out?
were,
Some.
yeah, you dipped out. I was waiting for you. Okay, now you're working fine. You're seeing fine. But
Okay.
they were just awesome, dude. Like George Perez, man, the epitome of a superhero artist.
His Teen Titans was one of the best. Hey, did you work
Oh.
on Teen Titans when Todd Nook was there?
No,
I
I
think it was.
did I?
Yeah, was it like during the same period? Because I remember he did Teen
Probably because
Titans.
yeah,
It
we
was,
kind of grew up together in the industry. Like, so he was professional at the same time I was.
yeah, you
Um,
know him, right?
yeah, I know him. He's an acquaintance. Like I first met Todd at Extreme Studios because I did I was gonna do work for Extreme. I don't know why it didn't continue, but they brought us in and they commissioned a cover for me. So I did a cover from the book New Men,
Oh
and then
yeah,
so I
I
did a
remember
cover for
that.
them, and then when I went up when we went up to the studio in Anaheim, I met Todd there. Of course, of the other artists, but I don't remember like a lot of the other artists, but I remember him, and he was on I think he was on doing Bad Rock.
That and he was also he did the other speedster, the youngest one. He did that. But
Impulse.
Impulse, that's what it was. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And
what he was
Todd,
on.
man, he was from the very start, man, he was fast. He was doing like 3 pages a day, man. I don't know how he could do that. But even back in the day when I first met him at Extreme, he was pumping out 3 pages a day, 3 pages a day,
He's
three
not
pages.
doing anything right now. He's just does conventions.
Yeah, yeah. I think right now he's doing conventions.
Because it's funny because my lady's friend knows him. Her family was weird because we were at a convention and she's like, I was going to a convention. She's like, well, so and so, they were at so and so's wedding we were at. I go, Todd? So I was like, all right, so when we go to the convention, we'll say hi to him. And then when we say hi to Todd and his wife was there, and we're like, you were at so and so's wedding. Like, oh, we're friends with them too. We're like, oh, wow, we should have said hi to you. We didn't even know you were there. Yeah, he's a very nice guy. Super
Oh,
nice.
totally, man.
Super nice
Last
guy.
time I ran into him was at a convention in London. And so I was there, not as a pro, I was just there as, a fan. And I was walking up in, an artist alley and I'm like, whoa, Todd, what's up, man? So I, hung out with him for a little while and, talked to his wife again. And
His wife is really nice. Yeah, she does
yeah,
all the
they're both,
business and
they're
stuff.
both really
Yeah,
nice. They're both really great people.
super nice. Yeah, he doesn't. He's not. I don't know why he's not hired to do anything. It's
Well,
so weird.
he might not want to, because he did so many things and he can pretty much do whatever he wants. That's my guess. I mean, because I know the last thing he did, like I think it was a couple years ago, he did, I think something for DC. So he's still doing work, but he's just not doing.
I think he did some covers or something like that.
We did covers, and he did like an interior also. But I don't know why. My guess is he's probably turning stuff down.
That's crazy. I guess the money's not as good. It's
Yeah.
weird because he's a professional. He's known. He's been around for a while. I would think you guys would get paid more because of the knowledge and the experience. It's not how it works.
Well, sometimes it depends. It depends who you are. If you're, and what level you were. Some artists will get paid more, and then some artists are just making a lot of money on commissions. Like they're making, like $2,000, $5,000, $6,000, $10,000 on a commission.
Yeah, that's Neil Adams type shit right there. That's at that level.
Oh yeah, Neil Adams, like Jim Lee, all those artists. Like even Alan Davis. He's doing commissions, doing stuff for $3,000 a pop. $5,000 a pop.
I wish he was around. Or I wish he came to the States or WonderCon, and I'd pick his brain, dude. I'll bring all my Marvel Mans and stuff. I'll bring all that stuff and Miracle Man.
I would love to meet him, man. I haven't ever met him anywhere. Like, but I've been, a fan for decades.
Captain Britain stuff I have.
Yep.
That was cool stuff, man.
I got that
cool stuff.
I got that trade paperback of all the Captain Britain that he did.
I have the black and white over here somewhere. The original, the English one when it had the black and white. Marvel UK.
Yeah.
I think he did some 2000 AD too.
Yeah.
Like an issue. Yeah. Those guys, man, those English guys, they were killing it at that time. It was weird because they had their own style in a way. And
well, they do. And that's how it all over Europe, man. Like England, they had their own distinct style, different artists, their way of doing comic books. And then it was different in France. It was different in Italy. It was different in Spain. Everybody had, and it's funny, like France is really heavily, both France and Italy, well, all of Europe, a lot of those two countries are heavily influenced by anime, mangas.
Dude, Italy's huge. It's all manga and anime.
But their artists, they're both influenced by Marvel and manga,
dude.
and a lot of
Italy,
the French guys is manga.
I don't know where Italy's getting all these crazy artists. I mean, I know like some of the best artists in the world came from Italy, like Raphael and shit. But like,
Yeah.
dude, some of these guys, a lot of weird concept manga guys come from there. I have
Oh
this
heck
book,
yeah.
some guy Luca, he does like models, but it's like wild, like Kao Yokoyama stuff. The guy who did Dragon's Heaven and like he did like Gundam Z. It's like that, those weird Gundam styles and stuff like that. I was like, how do you come up with this stuff? But they're very influenced by that old school Japanese 80s mecha culture from the Gundam
Totally,
stuff.
man.
They're super like when I was a kid, I saw this stuff. I'm like, we don't have this in America. Yeah.
No, they get all. I mean, but like manga is big in America, but it's super huge in Europe.
I found
man.
out from Gundam from Italy when I used to go to Italy. We used to go like every other summer when I was a little kid. So we stayed for like a month, and they take us to the toy stores in Naples, like their Toys R Us, whatever. All it was like mecha stuff, no GI Joes, and it was like, what is this? I was like, what? I was like, who is this? I never heard of this before. What? Forget it.
It's just huge up there. I mean, of course, they have their own styles. Like when they get down to their country style, like the French is very different than Italian and different than Spain. But
I never
they're all
read
really big.
Actual Italian comic though. I never seen or picked
Oh,
up
there's a bunch of, especially from old school stuff. Like
oh really?
I don't know them, but I've seen them online and Google and stuff like that. And
French, French, I know, yeah.
And there's a few ones that came out of Italy, but I forget the titles. But I never picked them up. I didn't pick them up or read them. And I know the French ones. But yeah, they're still like a heavily like influenced by manga. Like this one, I forget this guy's name. I think his name is Tony or something like that. But he developed this. He's French, but he developed this book called Radiant, and it became so popular. It's a manga, but it's drawn by a French guy. But he writes and draws it, and it was turned into an anime in Japan, like episodic anime. And he did like tons of pages, tons of volumes of it, man. I mean, and that was a French guy, And
who do you like in Europe? Who do you think is the best in Europe? Your favorite?
Oh, there's too many, man. Like I was just saying to you, like a lot of the European artists are doing books for Marvel and DC right now. Like Jorge Jimenez. He's a Spanish artist, and so he's doing Batman now. He did a bunch of Superman. He's awesome.
Mobius, babe.
Matteo Scalera. Matteo Scalera. I think he's an Italian artist. And he's been doing work for Marvel and DC.
I would pick Mobius out of all of them. Out of all of them, I would pick, if Mobius was alive and he wanted to do something, I'd be like, Mobius.
Oh, no, you're talking all time. I'm talking like newer ones. So you're
all time.
I like Mobius, but these other artists I love too, because they're like, but also which Mobius, because there's Incal Mobius, there's Blueberry Mobius, and then there's
I would say the long tomorrow Incal Mobius.
I think my favorite Mobius stuff is the Blueberry
or Arzak, whatever, Arzak from Heavy Metal. But he created everything for Star Wars in a way. Him and Sid Mead, and like from those guys, the concepts and everything. It's crazy. I don't know. Mobius to me, his mecha stuff too is pretty cool. Out of Asia, I would pick Koshiro Otomo from Akira.
My favorite is
Katsuhiro?
No, his name's Katsuhiro Otomo.
Katsuhiro Otomo, that's what. Yeah.
My favorite is Masamune Shiro.
Shiro Masamune, and
my favorite manga of all time is well, no, I wouldn't say my favorite manga, but my favorite artist that did manga is Shiro.
Shiro and the Akira guy and Makamiro Yokishiro. I think that's how you say his name, from Dragon's Heaven. He does a lot of concept art. Check him out, dude. Go watch Dragon's Heaven. It's like a short anime. It's crazy, dude. He built his own mechs. It's a thing on YouTube. It shows the beginning. So the beginning of the movie is basically live action. He built these huge mechs out of plastic and stuff, and they're moving with lights. But those are the same mechs in the cartoon. It's wild, dude. He's genius, but he's like old school. So him, Kao Yokoyama from Machine and Krieger. It's like a line of like these what if World War III or World War II never ended, and it like expanded other parts of the world. It's dude, the stuff they were coming up with like war and all, and then there's the suits and mechs. You can't really.
Yeah, they did. And then I like the guy that did Bubblegum Crisis and Gunsmith
Bubblegum
Kings.
Crisis. Oh, yeah.
I forgot the guy's name, but he was really good too.
Who was the artist on the guy who created Fist of North Star?
I don't remember.
Or the first manga one. I'm trying to think who's that guy. That's not a Go Nagai stuff, is it? Or from the I know he was in Shonen Jump. The first mangas for Fist of North Star was in Shonen Jump in the early 80s. Because Akira was like 80 something, and the whole series ran in the Shonen Jump comic.
Yeah, I know that's popular with it. I would love to do something like that over here too, man. Or even like we were talking about doing, like that's basically an anthology, you know?
Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah.
But they do longer anthologies, like every installment. That's why they're tons of pages. Each one pretty much is like from 20 to 30 pages.
But they're not collectible. They're throwaways. That's the thing with those Shonen Jump thing. I think I don't know if you watched the post. Jake Paul or Logan Paul basically got CGC'd Shonen Jumps, and people I don't know why, it's ridiculous because they're throwaway items because they made so many, you know. So it's like how are they worth anything? But
those things are just but they weren't meant for that. They were meant to introduce these books.
Right.
The whole process over there is they just introduce this. If it does well, then we'll do like its own separate manga, and then we'll do an anime and all that kind of stuff.
But manga's not really worth any money either over there, is it? I don't think.
No, they just do it. They buy it, so that's
right.
You know, they get the initial sales, but then they just use it to introduce to go further.
Right. Like it's to introduce you to the story. Yeah.
Because that's how like Atomo became famous, and he made more money because they did his own Atomo books, and then they did movies and anime. You know, from that, and he make money from that. Same thing with Katsuro Atomo with Appleseed and stuff.
I have that on VHS still, the original 1988-89. I remember I got it in 90, 91. We went to that same store, and I was like, what is Appleseed? I saw the cover. It was all dubbed, you know, like subtitled. I was like, dude, this looks cool. It was the painted cover, the painted one, you know, with the girl in the front. I was like, dude, I got to get this. I took it home. I was like, what is this? This is wild.
Yeah.
Like 90 was like when I discovered all this cool anime stuff. 89, 90. We saved up, me and my friend. We were little kids. And I remember going to the city. It was my friend, his father, went to see wrestling. We went to see a WWF event at Madison Square Garden. And on the way to the city, we were walking. There was a huge billboard on this building with Akira. It was like Akira coming. I was like, what the hell is Akira? And we were like, oh, cool. And then we saw something in a comic book, and we're like, we got to buy this movie. So we chipped in. Everybody chipped in $5, and the Blockbuster had it. They had actual for sale. Remember, like those videos were like $50.
Yeah.
Buy like it was like
when it first came out, man.
It was like 49 something, and we had to borrow money from the kid. My friend Scott. It was like, oh, Mom, can you please give me $20? Because we needed more money. We're like, oh, it's gonna be like $20. We had at $5. So it was like $50. We took it home. We all took turns taking it home. You know, like borrowing it.
See, that's awesome. You can do with friends, man.
I got in trouble because remember that scene? I was a little kid. There's a scene where the girl she's getting beat up. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
And my mom was like, what the hell are you watching? You watching porno? I was like, no, I'm watching a cartoon.
It's an anime. See, that's what the manga's used for. It's like not collectible at the beginning, but you introduce all that stuff so people buy it, and then one day they make a movie from your book, man. And that's the same thing they did with Radiant, the French guy. They made, you know, when he published his own book in France, and then it became popular in Japan, and then they made it, you know, from Japan into a serialized anime, and then movies and stuff like that. And so, you know, it just kept going on from there. And his manga was tons of pages, man. You know how they make tons of just his own book. I think there's like 6 or 7 or 8 volumes of it. You know, so he was really prolific. But it started just, you know, from the beginning. This is a French guy, but that's where it can go. So we're different here in America, where we want the books to be worth money, but which is great too. But they do stuff to introduce it so you can go further. You know.
It's very overproduced. I mean, it's like every store, the Shonen Jump. You know, that's what. I wish we had that still. But yeah, well, we had Marvel Fanfare. That was our anthology. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was kind of they do weird lame over here. Anthologies are like, 5 or 8 page stories, and they'll collect 3 of them in a book.
Dark Horse had cool. Dark Horse had cool one.
Oh yeah, but I mean, there they had 20-page and for each story in the Shonen Jump were 20 to 30 pages, man. So it was like super thick books. And it's funny you mentioned Dark Horse. That's who was printing all the
anime. Yep.
All the anime.
All the manga. Yeah. They're the first hands on it. Yeah, I think was Epic Comics released Akira, the colored version. Remember, it was like the first digital color thing. Everybody was like, it was like, oh, that book.
Same thing. Epic
still looks
first
amazing.
Printed Appleseed.
Appleseed, yep. I think I still have
that
one.
Then they collected all the books at Dark Horse. Like I have all of the volumes, like Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, Volume 4 of Appleseed.
I don't have any of the Akira ones. I always wanted those. They're I can't afford them now. They're super expensive. The colored versions, ooh-wee.
Yeah, I have
both. So beautiful. You have them, the colored ones?
Yeah, colored. I have colored. Of course, I don't have them all because I have the big, thick originals. I bought those.
I have the regular. I have the regular black and whites.
Yeah, me too. I have but I have the thick. I have the thick black and white ones.
Oh, you had the thick one. Okay, I have the ones that were like 40 pages.
No, like mine was the original thick black and white books when they came out before and then I have the colored ones, but they're smaller because they were distributed. They were colored by Steve Olive from America, United States, and they were reduced in size and printed over here as color versions.
That's what I got.
A bunch of books. I have a bunch of those, but I couldn't get all of them because they were all thin, and they were like 10 of them would make up one big thick one.
Yeah, I only had the black and white ones because they released the black and white one. And I was like, oh, I want the color one. Dude, they still look amazing. It's basically it's looking at the anime. It's basically what you're looking at. I was like, it's exactly, if you hold it up, I'm like, dude, it's exactly the anime. But obviously, like, it's not, the anime doesn't tell you the whole story. It's only like half of the story.
Yeah. Yeah, they got to reduce it, man, because those stories were huge. That's why I stopped, because I wasn't used to having a story, like one story, like storyline go so long. And the Akira storyline was so long, man, because it started out, like in Neo Tokyo, with everything working out. And then there was that big cataclysm. And then like the story continued like way after that in a different kind of world.
Yeah.
Which I thought was great, but it was just too long for me, man. Like I was like used to American comic books where Spider-Man goes on, monthly book, but it has short story arcs.
Hold on, I think I thought I had that book with me. It's an old Getter Robo book, a manga that I found.
Well, I have the Appleseed.
Oh, the trade?
Volume 4, the trade bareback.
Oh wow, dude. I want to collect those too. That's from Epic, right? Wait, is that from Epic or Dark Horse?
Dark Horse.
Oh, okay. I know. Wait, so Epic.
Then I have Ghost in the
Shell. Oh man, I never got that one. Ooh, that's a nice one.
Then
the original.
This is not the original. This is the colored one.
Oh, wait, what? Why does the cover look different than the one? Is that from Epic?
No, it's from Marvel.
Yeah, Epic Comic. Yeah, it's their.
Oh yeah, Epic.
Yeah.
And so I collected all these.
Cool cover, man. Oh, man, I wish I had that. It's not fair.
I have all of them, but not with me. Like they're in America, they're in the States. I only brought like a few select issues with me.
You know how expensive those are on eBay, dude. They're crazy expensive.
Man, maybe I should sell mine. I don't know how much I get for it because it's like all tore up from the floor up.
You can't. Like, those are some of the hardest books to get, dude. Go to eBay and look for it. They're like there's like one listing.
I should sell the ones I have because I have like a ton of these.
No, don't sell that shit, dude.
Like
you'll never. That'll never be in print again. By the way.
Probably not, man.
No, it won't.
Well, of course, one of my favorite Michael Golden Marvel Fanfare.
Oh yeah.
The famous number 47, Marvel 47.
Look at that Hulk, baby.
Yeah. Like I don't even have a bunch of books with me right now, but I have just a few because you can't carry them everywhere with you like when
I
you're
know.
moving a lot.
I wish I could.
All my whole collection's at my mom's in my mom and stepdad's garage, so they're holding all the.
I have like 7 long boxes in my sister's attic. I keep telling her to take them out of the fuck. Oh, it's temperature controlled. I don't care. Take them out of the damn attic. Because one day I'm gonna get them all. But I only have like 5 boxes here. I don't have that many here.
Man,
A lot of stuff's back home.
I had to get rid of a lot, but after I got rid of a bunch of books, I think I have like 3 long boxes left of all my favorite stuff that I kept. So that's and then and a bunch of trade paperbacks. Like I said, a bunch of Akira, all those books.
You moved 3 long boxes to Europe? You took 3?
No, I have only 3. I have only 3 left. At my
Oh,
mom's
I was like, damn, that's crazy. I took like a small little box with me to LA when I first moved. I was like, I need something. And left the rest.
Well, that's what I have with me. Like I took like a stack of comic books and a stack of trade paperbacks with me to Europe, and that's all. I bought a couple here in Europe, but not too much because you can't travel around with when you're moving all the time with a bunch of books. So the majority of them are in California, where I'm going in a couple weeks. I gotta like ask him where my stash is so I can pick a few more from there and bring with me.
Yeah. I know I couldn't bring my whole collection when I first moved. At like $100 luggage, and that's it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Same here. You can't. Oh yeah, the art. I have the Artemobius with me.
Wait, does that have that has the Long Tomorrow in it, right? With Dan O'Bannon when he wrote that. I think it has some of the art from it.
But it's just got a bunch of. I brought this. I had a bunch of Mobius books, but this one I figured could cover everything because it was the art of Mobius. Shoot, man! Like here's.
That's a great book.
This stuff
dude.
is just awesome.
Oh, man. I mean, look at the way he draws like buildings and like ships and just this weird little stuff like that,
Oh heck yeah, man! And he gives it so much
weird floating gazebo.
Yeah, it's a color but it makes it's so awesome. It's like amazing.
He's the man. Yeah, we'll be talking about Mobius on Tuesday with Frederick. So.
Yeah, I love Mobius, and I came into Mobius like later, but I don't care, man. I started picking up his stuff and all of his books, and he was just like I have one of his blueberry books, and of course the Incal. I have that, the Art of Mobius.
I want to get the original Incal, the one that's in the soft cover, the one they first released, the French version, because it's supposed to have it's a different format, I guess. It's that long. It's a bigger format than this book. This one's kind of small compared to that one. So it's an art book, but I want to get those.
There's a man, there's a bunch of stuff I want to get, but I gotta wait till I can't carry too much around with me over here because I'm always moving.
I want the original. I only have like scattered issues because I either traded them when I was a kid. All of Web of Spider-Man from till like I think 80 till issue 80 something. Yeah, I want all those. That was one of my favorite series, dude. I love Web of Spider-Man. Michelini wrote a lot of that.
Oh yeah, Michelini, yeah. And they have a bunch of different artists, of course, but I remember Michelini did that. And they don't even have that around anymore because they got rid of Web of Spider-Man a long time ago.
Long time ago. Well, I like Spectacular too, but that was a little more 70s-ish, Spectacular. It was a little different, but Web had more of the street stuff, I think. It felt like that's when I first got introduced to the Shocker. I remember that issue.
And then the Amazing Spider-Man, of course. And
but Michelini is the best.
Spider-Man, the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one. He had a bunch. Remember Hooky? Bernie Reinstein drew that one. It was like a dream. It was a big form comic. It was like a graphic novel. Came out like 87, 88. It's good, dude. It's wild.
I don't have any Bernie Wrightson stuff.
Hooky. Amazing. So good, dude. It's wild. It's like he's going into like it's not your typical Spider-Man story. He's got to save this girl, and he's going through like this dream state with this weird. It's just wild. It feels like a trip. That's what it feels like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
It's good stuff.
I didn't get any of the Web of Spider-Man, like any of those books.
No, you never got into Web of
No.
Spider-Man?
But also, I didn't really pick up a lot of Spider-Man. It would be touching any Spider-Man at all. Like I would only get a few issues here and there, depending on what artist was drawing him. And I wasn't a big like writer guy. So if there was a favorite artist that got on the book, then I picked the book up. And then when the artist would leave, I would stop.
Oh yeah. Well, you're more you're the artist. You have the artist head. So you're like,
there was only a couple books that I got where I didn't like the artwork, but I wanted to try. Like New Warriors is one of them. I'm like, okay, this book's coming out, and it's got a bunch of young heroes, so that's really cool. So I'll check it out. And so I like Bagley. He was decent. He wasn't one of my favorite, but he was decent enough for the book. And so I thought he did
a great job in that book.
He did. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't one of my favorites, but it was passable for me to keep. And also the story was good enough to keep my attention. And I think I collected the whole series, like except when Bagley left, then I stopped collecting.
You're like, screw this, I don't want it.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, it's enough here. Bagley was good, and then you got a different artist, and then because I didn't like the art hardly at all when after Bagley left.
I don't know who filled in or went in after him, but I forget Griffith. What about Griffith? Keith Griffin.
Oh, Keith Giffen?
Giffen, yeah.
Yeah, I liked his stuff. I liked him. I liked him as a writer. I liked him as an artist, especially when he was doing that really scratchy, loose, sketchy style.
I love his Legion of Superheroes.
Oh, me too.
That.
Yeah.
I always forget to bring him up because he's another one of my favorites. And as Justice League, dude.
Did you know that when he first started into the comic book industry, he drew like almost exactly like Jack Kirby.
Really?
Yeah. Like Keith Giffen's, all of his first early stuff he was basically Kirby, and then he started changing later.
I loved his JLA International.
Yeah, well, I don't think I'm not sure if I. Well, yeah, his writing. Yeah, I loved his writing, but I loved his writing and his artwork. Like all the early Legion of Superhero stuff that you just mentioned.
So good, man. He's another one I always forget to mention. Like I said, I can't name a top 5 really. I could tell you one or two guys that I think, like Davis and like Darrow's, that's like my go, but top 5, it's not going to be possible.
I can't name a top 5 either. I just have a bunch of,
because I keep forgetting, like I said, I'll forget, like, oh yeah, that guy, what about that guy?
Yeah.
And there's this other guy from the 90s who did Aquaman. I forget his damn name. He had that's when Aquaman changed his suit to the blue suit.
Yeah.
Craig
something. It was Craig something.
Dude.
Yeah, that was good.
God, I remember getting those books. I was like, dude, Aquaman's whack. And then I saw the cover and I kept buying them. I don't even think I've read those. I just like the art.
Yeah.
Because I hated Aquaman. I always thought Aquaman was corny.
Craig something. I love. Dude. Oh, and then I love Craig Capullo. Greg Capullo. He's one of my favorite artists.
Yeah.
And of course, Greg Capullo and Umberto Ramos.
You guys have a similar style.
Chris Picallo.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Thanks for saying that because I love Umberto Ramos' style, man.
And Ryan Otley. All you guys are similar in a way.
Another friend of mine said I draw like Ryan Otley.
Yeah, you guys have that same. He's another good one too. He's
which I love both artists because to me those are again comic book artists to me that are the you're the epitome of superhero artists. Draw like they're supposed to be drawing superhero books. They to me they wouldn't go do well in a book that was just a detective book, or like just a normal action adventure. They're superhero to me. They're superhero artists.
That's why I think a lot of those artists like you and everybody fit Spider-Man really well. Like.
Yeah, I love drawing Spider-Man. I mean, I drew him at Marvel. He's like really fun.
That's the whole point. I was like, yeah, I know that's what you like, like those poses and the jumps, especially like Wolverine. When you were drawing Wolverine, you had all those like weird, crazy poses, like scrunched up. I love that stuff, man. The action and stuff. That's why people love your stuff.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, man.
The action. Yeah.
Hey, we're coming up about almost an hour and a half now. Did you want to mention anything else about Atomo?
Just keep a lookout. I'm going to probably release the page 1 on Twitter show everybody once the colors come in, so everybody can see it. And then I'll keep releasing stuff once the colors come in.
Have you got any? You haven't got any
The
information response from Ferry yet, right, from the colors?
No, he's just working on them right now because he was doing a book and he's finishing up a couple of pages. Then he's going to send them over. And I'm going to post them and I'll send them to you.
Nice. And I'm working on. I can't show you now, but right now in front of me, I'm working on page 2. So I'm hoping to have more pages done quickly. Hopefully this will be done like tomorrow or something like that, and then more pages will keep flowing. So yeah, I'd love to get those first, see what everybody thinks about the first 5 pages.
Yeah, I'm gonna post them up. Ferry's gonna do an amazing job. I can't wait, dude.
And then we're gonna get more covers. And then David Williams, right? He's supposed to do a cover for Atomo. So that'll be awesome. David Williams doing cover for me too for Triple Threat.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah. So
that's gonna
cover. I'm gonna ask him if he'll do 2, but for sure 1. And then I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna do the rest. Although I'm thinking about getting another artist, but I'd like to have 5 covers total, like including the variant covers for Triple Threat.
You should get Anthony Gonzalez Clark. He does. He does a kind of an anime style that's pretty cool. That'll probably fit that really well.
Yeah, he did the Shane's book.
And Atomic, yeah, but he has also that other style too, like a more like the style you like. He has that flavor. I'm trying to think who else would be good. He'd be good. Yeah, and Ethan Vescara, if you got a couple thousand.
Oh, I wish I could afford Ethan, man. Yeah, I wish I could afford Ethan.
I think we all wish we could afford Ethan.
That'd
John.
be awesome.
I would pick. No offense, Ethan. I love you, bro. Human Sunbeam, yes. But if I were to pick out of the Kings, the 3 main guys, I don't know. Billy Tucci's pretty dope too. He's got some. He could do robots. They all can.
I like all those.
John Malin.
Yeah, he's
Malin, dude. John Malin, because he'll put that. He'll bring that.
It's tough, man, because
I know. Shane Davis, another one. Yeah,
they'd all do a great job on Atomo.
As I'm saying, any king, anyone in the Kings and CG like that they all do a perfect cover. Lepresti, I'd like to see Lepresti do a mecha.
Yeah, I would love it if I get like Ethan and Shane and John on
just one cover together.
No, man. All of them did their own covers, man. I got to do their own covers, but and I think I'm gonna do. I started to get back with you on this, but one of the covers I want it to be a digitally painted cover towards.
Yeah. We talked about it. I like those. Those are cool.
I'm gonna do that too. Yeah, so that's coming out later in the summer, but first Heavy Atomo in June. And getting that thing out there. Wait,
Yeah,
did you decide what other platform you're using, or is it just right now Indiegogo?
Maybe Fund My Comic too. I would love to do Yanzigogo. Yanzigogo. Back Me Bro. I love Yanzigogo though. It's a funny name. I would love to do Back Me Bro. Probably next year. It'll probably be ready.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Back Me Bro. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I trust them, so
Yeah, that would. Because Shane's doing like gangbusters on his own crowdfunding platform.
That book is insane too.
On 9 Lives. Just use and then he doesn't have to pay any of the fees, to Indiegogo or anything. He gets to keep it all.
Well, he's doing this for us. He's doing it for CG. So he cares, and that's awesome. It's something we don't have to deal with getting censored or. You know
what? Another reason I think it's great too is because it almost like, because we all grew up with. Marvel and DC, the big 2, and they had, there was only 2, but that was just great. They had, all of the artists could come into one universe and share it, so you had, Byrne and Perez and all this stuff, drawn for DC or Marvel, at the same time. And we can't do that as, in Comicsgate and stuff, and because everybody's independent, which is great. It's great. People can do their own thing. That's awesome. I'm not saying anything against that. But this thing that Shane's doing with Back Me Bro thing is kind of like a small way unifying everybody, almost like in the same.
I hope so. Yeah.
Universe, almost. And,
plus, I trust them. They're good business people. They know their stuff and they're comic professionals. So I trust them and I like them. So and they're a CG, so I definitely
Plus
want to
it,
be on that platform.
it would also be awesome. I don't know if it would be awesome. I'm thinking of Marvel and DC, but to have like crossovers, like when Ethan did that crossover cover of everybody's stuff. It was great to see all that stuff, on the same page.
I think yeah, probably with Shane's book because he has kaijus, so that would probably fit the best. Which
Yeah, but maybe I don't know if it would go over well, do well or not. But as you can tell, I'm still a fan of. I mean, we all are. Marvel and DC and all the nostalgic books, and how you can play in your own universe and that kind of thing. So,
show the page real quick, just real
which
fast.
one?
The one you're working on.
Oh, the one I'm working on.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a lot because I just laying it down, but.
Woo!
So yeah, this is on the page where on page 2 where Atomo is getting slammed into a bunch of
Oh, I love it.
What are those big shipping containers?
Yeah, I don't know what they're shipping containers.
Yeah, so the first panel is like
what are they called? Oh yeah, shipping containers.
They're called so he's getting smashed into that. But there's the kaiju with all the tentacles.
Oh, I want to clip that. Yeah, he's smashing a shipping container. What is it? What are they called? Shipping containers. That's funny, dude.
And awesome. The second one, Atomo is on the ground getting back up again with the kaiju standing over him.
I love it.
That's
hilarious.
So anybody that wants the original pages when this thing when the project launches, they're getting done.
They're getting done, baby. All right, brother. I will see you next week. Next week we'll probably be talking about Man of Steel finally. So.
Oh yeah. Next weekend I can do, but not the weekend out. Next weekend I can do, but not 2 weeks. That's when I'm gonna be, flying out, traveling.
Yeah.
So for that weekend, but next weekend, yeah, for sure. So yeah, thanks for tonight. Thanks for people who join us tonight, and everybody have a great week. Catch everybody on the next vid. All right,
Peace,
man.
guys.
Everyone have a great week.
Peace.
Ciao.